something you can't fix.
If you can't fix what's broken, you'll go insane.
It's Jay and Adam. It's Preview.
It's Preview's Fix It with Adam and Jay.
Hey, peaches! Welcome to Fix It, where friends don't let friends fix pop culture alone.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Jay. And you're our listener.
Well, hey there, listeners.
Ho there, listeners.
I choose you, listeners.
Yeah, that's right. Getting those tiny little balls. That's right. You all belong to us.
Mm-hmm.
We will put you in tiny little hologram balls, and we will choose which the best of you to fight, and the rest to transfer to Professor Willow. That's right. We'll turn your bodies into candy, Blisteria citizens, and we'll use them to power the most powerful of you. Hopefully, most of your CPs are high, and your EVs are also good as well.
Is that what happens?
In Pokemon Go, yeah.
You turn captured Pokemon into candy?
Well, you transfer them to Professor Willow for study, and he gives you candy in return.
You think the candy is Pokemon?
Oh, man, it probably is. Oh, no, man. Oh, why'd you... Oh.
I'm only repeating back what you told
I know.
me.
I said it. I know.
I don't know this
don't
world, Jay.
You know? And I think in my heart of hearts, I always like, yeah, man, put these Pokemon in the blender and Jamba Juice them up into candy. Yum, yum. Only the powerful survive in Pokemon Go. I recently got back into playing Pokemon Go, and it's making me more active. It's very great. Welcome to Fix It. Hi, I'm Jay. That's Adam. You may know us from the legendary YouTube reaction channel Previewed, or you may know us from opening our new Pokemon juice stand on the corner. This is our show Fix It, where every week Adam and I take a piece of pop culture that maybe missed the mark, maybe didn't quite get there, maybe didn't have enough of, and we fix it. And this week we are going to be fixing, I think it was 2019? 2019? 2019's Detective Pikachu. A movie that I am sure most people are very upset that we would be even consider fixing this. Because it's a great flick.
I love this movie. But it's very good.
And just a farm-friendly reminder to everyone watching and/or listening at home. Sometimes we fix things that are inherently kind of okay, pretty good.
Yeah.
A lot of people got really upset that we fixed the Pirates movie. So just a farm-friendly reminder that sometimes, like, it's not all complete stinkers. We just think things could be a little bit better.
Sometimes things need just a slight massage. Also, it's a good way of us, broadening the scope of this show from just the bad movies to, hey, the good movies.
We're just having fun. Can we just have fun? Can you just chill? I'll put you back on the ball. You better not.
You're going to go back on that bandolier.
Yeah, man.
Jay and I are just full of bandoliers of Pokeballs.
I like that imagery. I
know, it's badass.
But we're fixing Detective Pikachu today, mostly because of its fatal flaw in that why not more? Why not more?
Yes, the fatal flaw of this movie was it was too effing good.
It was really good,
and we need more now, please.
And I know it hasn't, in the grand scope of movie making, it hasn't been that long. But the fact that there's not really much news of anything coming out of the pipeline from the most profitable IP on the planet, it's insane to me that there's not more Pokemon. So for our fixes today, we're actually doing a fun little twist on the Fix It format. We issued each other challenges. So this week, Adam is going to be doing a sequel to Detective Pikachu, and I'm going to be presenting what I think should be the next move in the Pokemon Cinematic Universe, the PCU. Which I don't even know what that reference is, and you kind of giggle every time I say it.
It's a college movie back when I was in college.
Yeah, man. When was that?
It's a very long time ago, Jay, because I'm old!
He's old! Any hoozles. Before we hop into fixing Detective Pikachu, we can move into our first segment where Adam and I just kind of jab and just kind of
Zip and
shoot
zap
the
a little
breeze
bit,
and
yeah.
kind of, we deepen
Yeah.
our friendship and deepen our knowledge of each other in my personal absolute favorite segment, the
yes.
favoriteest of all segments.
Oh, all of them. There's multiple.
Roll for Convo.
Oh.
We have 20 conversation starters there, and I'm going to roll a 20-sided die that I have right here. And our producer, Brian, who's hanging out by a thread, we love him to death, but wow, watch your back.
We got you, buddy. Watch your back.
Yeah, man. Brian, we love you to death here on Thin Ice. All right. He's
On your
presented
6 TikTok.
He gave us
TikTok.
20 of these 20 conversation starters, and I'm going to pick one right now. That, sir, is a Lucky 13.
Lucky 13.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Lucky 13. What movie you've never seen that people would be like, wow, I can't believe you've never seen that?
I've never seen The Godfather. You've never seen The Godfather?
That was going to be my answer, too.
You've never seen it?
I've never seen it.
Never seen The Godfather?
I've never seen any of them.
Me neither.
I've never had a desire to see any of them.
It is. I think The Godfather is the top of the rock. Is the top of the rock of movies you pretend to have seen.
At this point?
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Because like the amount of dads and father-in-laws and like all of their friends that like bring up The Godfather all the time, and I'm like,
Really?
yeah.
Oh.
I just pretend, and everyone's like, The Godfather, it's a classic. I'm like, sure is. Yep. Marlon Brando is real jowly. You know?
I could also name other people in that film.
I know enough to reference it, like cutting the head off of a horse.
Yep.
And leaving it in someone's bed as a threat.
Sophie Coppola's in the third one?
I think they kind of... The Godfather, I think, from what I've gleamed of it, is that it kind of falls off. Like 2 and 3 kind of...
I believe 2 is one of the rare instances where the sequel is better than the original.
Oh, well then 3 is where the
3
wheels
is where
fall
it's
off.
like, oh no, what, why? Oh God, no!
That's an interesting question, though. What franchises are the second movie better than the first?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that rare, Lashy.
Oh, okay. Then what did you just come up with?
The Dark Knight.
Okay.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Sure. Okay. I'm with you.
I would say the second Back to the Future movie is better than the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's more fun. It has more fun.
It does have more. Well,
it has a broader scope.
It's a different time travel story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that it references the other story is really fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love Back to the Future too.
Okay. Second.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. Better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's more common than you think. X-Men 2. Way better than the first one.
It was better than the first one.
You didn't like X2?
Those movies were not as great as I wanted them to be.
Here's the thing about X-Men though. Those movies.
Mm-hmm.
Those movies were as good as Hollywood was able to present at that time.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It
Absolutely.
was the kind of thing where it was like, look, it doesn't.
What?
Spider-Man 2 and X2 are in that same little bubble of time, in my opinion, that I'm like, this is about as good as we can expect.
But Spider-Man 2 was phenomenal.
I would say X2 is pretty phenomenal too. Dude,
Okay.
Nightcrawler attacking the president at the beginning.
Hey, there are some really
that
good
rules,
there are
man.
some really good moments in X2. I just think in totality, it was okay. It was pretty good. I mean, it's better than the first one, but
So of trilogies.
of trilogies, yeah.
The second, I think it's more common than you think.
Okay.
I mean, Matrix 2, come on. Just getting to see Keanu Reeves' butt. Literally, anytime I love, like, dude, the Matrix 1 is like one of the most formative movies I've ever seen in my entire life. I saw it like 9 times in the theater. I couldn't stop talking.
9 times.
9. I saw it a lot.
9 times.
I saw it a lot, and I was so obsessed with it to the point that when I skipped school to see the sequel,
Yep.
my mom wasn't even mad.
Oh wow.
She was like, "Oh yeah." Well, no, she was mad until she was like, well, was it any good? Did you even have? She was like, I hope you had fun, and I was like, I didn't. It was really bad. And she went, oh. I was like, yeah, I know you need to punish me, but like I don't feel good about it.
I already feel punished enough.
Yeah, and she was like, it's okay. Just don't do it. You're not gonna do it again. I was like, no. She's like, okay.
What other movies have you not seen that everyone can't believe? I got one.
Oh, hit me.
Scarface.
Oh, it's not very good.
I've never seen it.
It's actually not very good. It's one of those movies that like has really good moments, but it's just like not. It's one of those movies where it doesn't have. It's not. It's like why I didn't like Wolf of Wall Street.
Haven't seen that one either.
I was like, I don't like this guy. Why am I rooting for this guy?
Okay,
I don't.
sure.
I don't think he's a good person.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like. There are people like I feel like Scorsese like has made his millions off of movies like that, where it's like you gotta want to see the crime guys be bad, and I was like, no. I want to see. Can we focus on the people trying to stop the bad guys? Maybe I don't. Or it's like,
Makes sense.
Are they funny, or is there some kind of redeeming quality, or is it just like them getting off on how bad they are?
Oh,
I just don't. Yeah. He like dies in the end in a mountain of cocaine, and you're like, okay.
He asks people to say hello to his friend.
Yeah.
Who's tiny.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I hadn't seen Pulp Fiction for a really long time. I didn't see it until college, but a lot of people talked about it all the time, and I really pretended like I had seen it.
Yeah, I think I saw it in college as well.
Do you do that a lot? Do you pretend like you've seen stuff a lot?
No.
I do. I can't help it. It's the people pleaser in me.
Ah.
Especially in the line of work that we do.
Yeah.
It's really hard to not. It's especially.
Yes, Jay?
There's just so much. There is so much purity testing in the nerd world nowadays.
Well,
especially in the lightsaber space. I think we can all agree.
Sure.
Like everyone's like, you haven't. I was like, I did a cursory YouTube dive into what I needed to know about Ahsoka and certain things to get on
the
board
Webbles,
with certain things.
Yeah.
But like I had not.
Yeah.
But there were times where I pretended to have seen it, just
Sure.
because I was like, I can't have this conversation with you right now about not knowing.
Yeah.
You know.
I absolutely understand. Anything else? No, can you think of another movie? Sorry, that came. Can you think of another movie that you have not seen? Sorry.
Bro.
Cool.
That was so aggressive.
Yeah, but
that was so aggressive.
Sorry. But Jay, anything else you have to say? Anything else?
Anything
Jay?
else?
Do you want to say anything else?
You want to be a better podcaster? Yeah, man.
You want to keep talking, Jay?
Hey, you want to keep this gravy train rolling? Come on, man. Why, do you have something else?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was hoping
All
that
right.
you would have one.
Yeah,
one.
well, this is a segment that's supposed to bring us together as humans, and right now I've never felt more distant from you.
Really? Because I feel like
really. You started it. You started it, sir. Sir.
Wow.
You started it.
I can't. Wow. Okay.
You started it.
I thought we were bonding on movies we haven't seen together.
I thought we were too. But
you did see Scarface.
Yes.
Okay.
But it was not. It's yeah. I don't like this kinds of movies.
Sure. I do have. I'm think of a movie like Pulp Fiction for you, where you didn't see it until much later.
Yeah.
I didn't see The Exorcist.
Oh, I have
until like I was senior year at college, and I'll tell you, hey bud, it's not that scary.
I know it's not. I know it's not.
But it was for my generation. It was
scary.
It was like, this movie is the scariest movie you'll ever see, and I was like, no, that's The Ring. But when I finally saw this, like, oh, and we thought like started at midnight, like it was super creepy. We're all like a little buzzed, and I was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
This is like 2002 at this point. I was like, okay. Yeah, this isn't that bad.
No. There are some movies that totally live up to the hype, and then there's some that, like, in the time frame in which they came out.
Sure. Oh, I bet back in the day that was.
Yeah, I still won't watch
scary.
it. I don't like that kind of stuff.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Trust me, we've seen and lived through worse.
But you also are not particularly a religious person by any means, so that stuff doesn't necessarily hold as much weight with you.
Oh. Okay.
I think there's a certain level of.
Sure.
Yeah. You can very easily write that off. Whereas I like the concept of that like really spooks me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I had no idea.
Yeah. But anything else, Lashy? Or all right. Before we move on to this movie, we have a bit of fan mail that we've gotten. This is This was sent to Fix It with Adam and Jay. It's apparently been sent from the Wizard of the Discord, AP Christ.
The one who does our awesome thumbnails.
He does the amazing thumbnails that you see on YouTube, or if you're only listen to this, you don't really see. Oh, actually, you see in the artwork. Mm-hmm. This is for us, and I'm sure to being a good podcaster.
It looks like a couple of little books. Oh
boy. For those of you looking at home, it is the one candle for our year anniversary artwork, our year of doing Fix It. We did a show every week.
We did.
It's 16 candles. I am Molly Ringwald. Brian is that other guy, the nerdy guy.
Another movie I've never seen, Jay? 16 Candles.
Great flick.
Never seen it.
Great flick.
Too young for it when it came out in the 80s.
I mean,
and then 90s teen movies were like a lot different. So like, why would I watch this John Hughes one when there's a lot of silly sex jokes in this one? Like,
I would watch. Yeah. I would do a John Hughes marathon.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen most of them.
Name a bad John Hughes movie.
I can't name many John Hughes movies, Jay.
See that you don't. Home Alone 2, better than the first one.
Really?
Actually, now that I'm saying it, it's fun though.
Is it?
Come on, Trump's in it. It's great.
Contrived ending with an empty brownstone.
Yeah, man. Here you are. There's
two of them.
There are 2 copies.
I believe if this is this all the amazing? Yes, it is. This is absolute. This is for those of you at home. It's just all of the thumbnails that AP has come up with. Oh boy.
All of our deep fakes.
Yep, they're so good. Not in any particular order, too. I don't think.
Still to this day, my favorite.
Which one?
The one that I would actually maybe like on my wall.
I think a lot. I think a few of these need to go on the wall.
Dude, it's Wonder Woman 1984. Come on.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
It's the best. It's the best.
I mean, You and Me from Thor. Love and Thunder was fantastic.
Boba Fett, not bad.
The Mummy episode is pretty good because I'm the Mummy and you're Tom Cruise. That's awesome.
Although I don't think. Okay, I know it's our least listened to episode.
Sure.
But the Princess Switch episode, the thumbnail of me being both.
Yep.
Me being both Vanessa Hudgens and you being both the guys.
Yes.
Is
amazing.
It's spectacular. AP, you are a wizard, sir.
Iron Man 3 is great because I'm Tony Stark. And you're Gwyneth Paltrow. Solo's really good because you're Han Solo and I'm Kira.
This is going on the coffee table.
Hell yeah. Fantastic Beasts is hilarious because I seamlessly blend in with Eddie Redmayne, and I think you also seamlessly blend in with the woman who didn't show up in the third movie. So
this
is just great.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Also, you as Daenerys Targaryen is not bad. And,
hell
and
yeah.
me as Bilbo is pretty great. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, this is a wall at some point somewhere of us of all these is fantastic. God, it's so good. Spider-Man 2. Ugh. He was MJ. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
Us as princesses from the Disney Princess episode. Remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Or Sleeping Beauty and I'm Cinderella?
Righteous.
Thanks, AP. This is very thoughtful, bud.
That's amazing.
You did a very good dude, you're very good at this. And that was very thoughtful.
You are our wizard of the Discord, and we appreciate you. That's so cool. I was gonna love that. That's. I can't wait for my mother-in-law to find that on the coffee table. And
what's this?
And be wildly confused by it. That's gonna be fun to see.
Oh, really? Does she not know?
They don't totally understand what I do. They don't really get it.
That's not gonna help.
Here's the thing: they are so wonderfully supportive and kind to me. Mm-hmm. They don't totally understand what I do, and that's okay.
Sure,
that's fine. That's totally fine. Anyways, so let's Detective Pikachu. Before we deep dive into this movie and kind of expand this PCU, Why don't we go to our producer Brian, our lovely producer Brian, who is just one mistake away from certain doom. We love you, buddy. We love you, buddy. Just a dangling, you are. Why don't we go to our producer Brian for my absolute favorite segment? Brian, why don't you roll that beautiful bean fun fact footage?
Pika Pika, gentlemen. Now pass the coffee. Because today we're trying to fix 2019's Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Directed by Rob Letterman and written by a lot of people. This movie stars Pikachu, Mr. Mime, Psyduck, Mewtwo, Aipom, Ditto, Bulbasaur, and also, I guess, Ryan Reynolds, Justice Smith, Catherine Newton, and more. Now, this movie cost around $150 million to make and made around $450 million. At the time, it was the best opening for a video game movie. Now, they've been on again, off again about a sequel, but as of right now, it's on again. If you care, this movie has a 68% on Rotten Tomatoes and an average of a 3.4 out of 5 from Letterboxd users. Yeah, I'm going to do some Letterboxd reviews and averages. Now, if you care, my Pokemon Go trainer code, ADME, is, get ready, 7023 6240 5479. Let's be friends. Let's send gifts to each other. Anyway, back to you, gentlemen.
Great job, Brian.
Good job,
We
Brian.
love you, Brian. We love you. You have no idea how close you are to
You're so sharp in this.
just sharpening a huge machete. Like, great job, Brian. Great job. Hope I don't need this. That's man, your Foley work is just on point today. Just sharp. Pun intended. Did your hat have a certain squish to it when you put it back on your head?
I got a lot of product in my hair right now.
Yes, squishy hat. Give him the old squishy hat tap. All right. So before we fully dive into it's our other favorite segment. It's my favorite thing to do is to say all the segments are my favorite.
Sure, yeah.
Adam, it's your turn to tell us, for those who maybe didn't see Detective Pikachu but just like the sound of our voices and are along for the ride, and we're glad to have you. That's cool too. You don't have to watch the movie. Adam, why don't you tell us what happens in Detective Pikachu in my absolute favorite segment? Plot drop.
Okay, so this is a murder mystery movie. We start off by meeting young Tim, who seems to be...
He doesn't look like a Tim.
He doesn't look like a Tim. You know what? I actually don't know what age he is. Is he out of high school? Is he out of college?
I think it's like if I'm reading the energy right, he's supposed to like be in between.
Okay, yeah, so...
Like, he's like should I go to college? Should I not?
So he's like 17, 18.
Something
maybe,
like that.
Maybe take a skip year and go to Rhyme City.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have a Pokemon. Everyone else in his life, everyone's got a Pokemon buddy. He doesn't have any. He just hasn't figured out why. Does he really want one? No. He wanted to be a trainer as a kid, but like never was able to catch anyone. So like he's just kind of like, he's a little bitter about it.
Yeah.
He won't let anyone know, but he's a little bitter about never having a Pokemon. But he finds out that his father, who is in Rhyme City, has died. And he needs to go to collect he wants to go and find out what happened because he hasn't heard from his father in years since his mother died tragically of cancer.
Yeah.
So he goes there and all of a sudden stumbles on a mystery. It's like, wait a second, I don't think my dad is dead. Something's clearly going on. There's a reporter lady played by the girl who plays Stature now in the MCU. I forgot she was in this movie. She's fantastic.
She's much better in this movie than she is in Ant-Man, in my opinion. I thought she was only okay.
Okay.
I also kind of pissed me off they recast her. That's kind of.
Oh, you think was a young actress like?
Look, if they had if Harry Potter had to maintain with Ginny Weasley, they should have had to maintain. I don't care.
Whoa.
I don't care.
Okay.
Wait.
Whoa.
Man.
Easy, bud.
They did not they cast that girl who played Ginny. They did not know how big of a character she was going to be, and they really didn't. They didn't really thoroughly audition as thoroughly as they should have.
Oh,
do you know what I'm saying?
Now I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it was like, she's not very good.
Okay,
she doesn't have any charisma. Oops. Well, when we were writing the second one, the fifth book hadn't even come out yet. So,
was it really?
whoops,
Oh.
oops, all berries. Anyways,
so Tim's like, something's going on. There's clearly something more to the story about my dad being dead. Maybe he's not dead. He goes to his father's office, and there he runs into a Pikachu.
Yeah.
A Pikachu that he can understand.
Yeah.
Because now there's the thing, if you guys never seen Pokemon or anything like that, the Pokemon can talk, but they can only say their name.
Yeah.
But this time, for whatever reason, when this Pikachu is talking, it's not saying Pika Pika Pikachu. It's actually speaking English, and Tim can understand him.
Yeah.
They are both shocked by this information. So this Pikachu turns out to be his father's partner. He's got a little cool Sherlock hat on.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we got to discover what's going on, because both of them think that Tim's father is not dead.
Yeah.
Something more is afoot. Something's going on. So Tim starts tracking down the clues and picking up where his dad left off of this mysterious R smoke that somehow is like making Pokemon like enraged or whatever.
Yeah.
And it leads him to the media company that the reporter girl works for, and the person who owns it is like, something seems to be up with him. He somehow like knows my dad.
Yeah.
And so following some clues, getting out of the city, thinking that there was like genetic experiments going on like they figure out like, oh wait a second, they were trying to figure out something about Mewtwo. I think maybe Mewtwo killed my dad because they see footage of like a car crash. I was like, oh my god, Mewtwo was there. We got to find this Mewtwo. They go out to a science lab somewhere out in the forest, and it turns out like they've been experimenting on Pokemon, trying to like evolve them, but not like in the normal Pokemon way of giving them a Moonstone.
Liliani!
But through science though, and like macabre science, and like making these giant turtles like really mountain-sized turtles where they shouldn't be that big.
Yeah.
And so they're like, wait a second, okay, it's actually the head guy of they thought that was the son of the head guy of the media company, up to no good because he hates Pokemon, because his dad loves Pokemon, because he set up Rhyme City to be a Pokemon and human mecha. Like everyone here is equal. Everyone here works
Pokemon
together.
Fights here.
Yes, we don't fight. Everything is natural and good, and we work together in tandem to like go Rhyme City. But something nefarious is going on.
I think it's stupid that they live in a place where Pokemon don't fight.
That thing was great.
It's the whole point. Look, I like to live in a world in which Pokemon battling is like something the Pokemon like, and it's like,
Sure.
I know it's basically pretend dog fighting. I'm aware of that, but I just think
you're right.
It's the game, man.
What am I supposed to tell you? I
don't know.
So everyone goes back to confront what they think is the bad guy. It turns out it wasn't the owner's son. It was actually the owner who had a disease and figured out a way to get around his limitations, was to take Mewtwo,
use the R stuff,
use the gas in order to enrage the Pokemon and the power of Mewtwo, and meld human and Pokemon together, so humans could be in Pokemon bodies and therefore just evolve and kind of be awesome without being stuck, in our stupid flesh bags.
Yeah.
And the plan worked until Tim showed up with Pikachu, and it turns out, wait a second, Pikachu and Tim have this bond. They don't quite understand what's going on, but like Pikachu's finally able to use his powers and fights Mew, and totally works out, and it's really awesome. Mewtwo, sorry. And then it turns out that Mewtwo is actually helping the entire time, because Tim's dad wasn't dead. He just was merged inside of his own Pikachu.
Yeah.
Mewtwo actually saved him. And when Tim saves the day and is able to disconnect the bad guy from a mind-linked thing to Mewtwo, Mewtwo unlinks Pikachu and his dad. And it turns out his dad was Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And Rhyme City is saved, and everyone's really happy. And it was just, and the CG was great, and the action was fantastic, and the human connection between all the characters, both human and Pokemon, was fantastic.
Yes.
Like this world felt real.
It felt fleshed out. It felt
and all the relationships were like real and true, and like
all
deep.
of the Pokemon looked like they do in like the animation and the artwork in the game. It looked like the game Pokemon, but in real, but it was like they did such a good job of making it look realistic, but also completely what you would expect it to be.
Yeah, it didn't look bad. It didn't look like there was no uncanny valley of like, no, wait a
Zero.
second, something's
And
wrong here.
this
No.
this is a product where that could have been so that trap was everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh,
even
yeah.
Psyduck, I was like, oh, I want to hug a Psyduck. They look so cute.
I'm gonna keep him calm before.
Yeah, man. And everyone's like, I don't like it. The Pikachu's fluffy. I was like, it makes it so much better. I was like, he's furry.
He's yeah. He's
You don't want to. He's the static mouse.
That's what happened.
Yeah. He's so. It makes it so much better. I want to pet him so bad.
I want to hug him, squeeze him. I want him to right on my shoulder.
I want to bury my face in an Arcanine mane and just hug it and love it and just. Man. My only complaint with the CG is that it towards the end of the movie, you can kind of tell they ran out of models.
Okay.
You know?
Because
there's
there's
there's a lot of the same Pokemon at that parade, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm just saying there's like 850 of these at this point. We could probably,
Sure.
Just saying. I also firmly believe. I watched along this with the Discord. If you haven't joined the preview Discord, it's the best community on the internet. The link is below. If you're watching this on, or if you're doing however you're ingesting this, it's there. Join up. It's really, really fun, and we do a watch along every week of whatever we're doing on the show the next week. We were watching along. This one was not that well attended because this one was not on any streaming.
This
service.
movie is not available
This
anywhere.
movie's not available. You have to rent it. It's not streaming anywhere, which is so stupid. The fact that this is not on any platform is ridiculous.
It's only 4 years old.
It's not. It's a great flick.
It's amazing. Yeah.
From
it's
one
wonderful.
of the most profitable IPs on the planet. So we watched along on the Discord, and I swear that this version that we watched added more Pokemon in.
Oh really?
I swear that there was I was like this feels fuller than I remember it being.
At the end,
I don't remember there being Sneasels.
The parade.
I think they added those in, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe this version had maybe when they first put it out they weren't totally done.
They were done enough.
I guess.
I mean that last
it's
fight
awesome.
it was awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And I know nothing of Pokemon. Nothing.
Yes, and I think this movie was the perfect way. You could enjoy this movie as a non-Pokemon fan.
Absolutely. And just know the bare essentials of this is what's going on. Ash was a person trying to catch up everybody. I know the big ones that are like, oh yeah, the starters from the first couple of games, I guess, because they've been everywhere. Team Rocket, things of that nature. But okay, this is, But what really helped? I think the genius of this movie and taking this story to be the first Pokemon live-action movie was that they were able to get over one of the problems of Pokemon, and the Pokemon was a character. The main one was a character and spoke English.
Yeah.
And they came up with a way of making that make story sense. Mm-hmm. And they also had Ryan Reynolds do it, which is no, this combination of the CG and his voice nailed it.
Yeah.
Because it really cemented the Justice's journey in this movie, and the emotional connection that he attached with Pikachu, which turned out was actually his dad the entire time. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is fantastic. This is the actual human element of this movie, played by one human and one Pikachu, was so good. And the fact that this movie, which was a kid's film, took the time and had the technology to have. Because Ryan Reynolds quipping all over the place.
Yeah.
Probably some of that stuff was pretty ad-libbed, but took those quiet beats and actually had true emotional breakthroughs and quiet moments between the two of them. And when the camera was on Pikachu, trying to be a buddy,
the full emotional weight of it.
Yes, you did. And I was like, yo, this is making me tear up.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I had forgot because I remember we went to go see this in the theater and we're like, that was great. 4 years later, this is still very, very good.
Still really good.
If not better than when I first saw it.
Yeah, and it made me so jazzed walking out of there being like, yo, we're going to get more Pokemon, and this is going to be dope, and I can't wait. And I think the long and the short of it is why we haven't gotten more of this stuff is that I don't think they really know what to do. I think this is dude, of all the Pokemon that they picked to make the movie of, Detective Pikachu is the nichest thing.
Yes.
Wow, they went hard. They went super random. They made it work, but that is not it's not even anyone's top 10 Pokemon games.
Well,
not that it's a bad game, but
no.
like when they announced it, I was like, oh yeah, they make those games. What?
And a sequel's coming out this month, end of the month.
Yeah,
in a
sequel
couple
to the
weeks.
game's coming out soon. Yeah.
Which great. Maybe we should start on a sequel to this movie.
Yeah.
Because if we're gonna do another, because here's the thing.
Figure it out.
When I did the little research of like, okay, how do I gotta come up with a Pokemon sequel to this? What was the story of the first game? I figured it was just kind of like the movie. It's not. There were some elements from the game in the movie.
I never actually played that one.
But like they did like, oh yeah, no, there's some elements here, but for the most part, like no, they really grafted on some really interesting, unique concepts. It's like, oh, to make this a good movie, I was like, oh, they did the guys who wrote this movie crushed it. They nailed it.
Yeah,
this was perfect.
You ever played Pokemon?
No, I've never played it.
Never touched one.
Never touched it. I have caught 0 Pokemon in my life.
Oh man, it's fun. They're fun. They're not good games. There are some that are very good.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last good one we got was like Black and White. Well, that's X and Y were fun. They were just too easy. Pokemon. The strength of Pokemon, much like how I feel like a large amount of the success of Star Wars is just that lightsabers are cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, and I don't think that cheapens it in any way.
No, it's a good entry point.
I just think it's like the concept of Pokemon is so strong that like I will buy every game, and I love like there are few better like gaming experiences than the first 2 hours of a fresh Pokemon game.
Why?
When you're en route to the first gym and you're meeting all the new Pokemon and you're kind of picking out what your team is going to be and like which ones you're driving with and which ones you want to build. And then like you kind of, once you start getting towards, you pass like that first gym and then like your starter evolves for the first time and you get to like first level of like that first like real jump ahead in power. And it's like, oh yeah, oh yeah. And then it's all kind of downhill from there, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. The end games of Pokemon games have never... If you're into, like, grinding and punishing yourself for shinies and stuff, then Pokemon's great. But competitive Pokemon, they're like, well, you need these IVs and this item and this blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, nah, I just want Punch. I just want a Thunder Punch. That's cool. I'd like a shiny Ampharos because they're pink. Yep. That's about as far as it goes for old Jaybird, but yeah, I want more of this universe in a major way.
It was very good.
Yeah.
It was very the Pokemon. It was kind of like the Flintstones. They had jobs like that makes sense. Was it Machamp, the one with the 4 arms?
Machamp.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, he should direct traffic. That makes sense. Yeah. Yes, of course. There's a Snorlax right in the middle of the road because that's what a Snorlax would do. I was like, yeah, it just...
We got a Snorlax onesie for the boy. He doesn't fit it yet, but he'll eventually fit it, and I can't wait. It's going to be so cute. Hey, little baby boy, the little Snorlax outfit. Come on now. Cody got us, for the boy, he got us little, like, Pokemon bath toys.
Oh.
I was like, kid, you're my favorite. Do you know that? You're my favorite. Because you got us Pokemon.
It's easy to buy your love, huh?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I think it might be my favorite. It might be my favorite like IP.
Huh?
I just really love it.
Is it the dopamine cycle of like getting adorable things to power up and then like
I just like if you get a cool one and it like is a good one, it's so fun. Oh man, it's the hunt. Sometimes you got to
the thrill of the hunt, Jay.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Yeah, dude. The thrill of the hunt. Yeah. You ever felt the fear in a Pokemon's eyes before you turned it into data and put it in a ball? Yeah. Fear.
Just that dopamine hit when you see the ball wiggle and then turn green and stars pop out of it?
Mine. Yeah, man. It's very Orange Lantern-y. I love it. Anyways, on that note, I think we should probably fix this thing, huh?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm going first.
Jay's going first because he knows a lot about Pokemon.
I'm going first. My challenge for fixing was I am deciding what's next for the PCU. I don't get why you keep laughing.
You've never seen the movie.
Nope.
It's a fun movie.
Don't even know what it is. Anyways, okay. My next my next movie if I am picking where we're going next in the Pokemon cinematic universe, the movie opens up on a small little pallet town, and we get establishing shots of like all the Pokemon flying around. That's one thing this movie also did really well. It's like a lot of the B-roll was just like Pokemon in certain places.
The establishing shot was very good.
Establishing shots were awesome. Establishing shot of a small pallet town, and we get an alarm clock. An alarm clock goes off and is stomped by a young boy, and his mother calls up to him and says, "Red, you're gonna be late. This is a very important day. You're the one that said this is a very important day." Cut to like the the calendar on the wall. It says like very important day, like big circle on it.
Okay.
And we see a young boy who is, I like to think that his name is their last name is Reddick, and that's why he goes by Red and everyone calls him Red.
Fair enough.
I'm realizing now, I thought, I'm going to be totally honest with you. When I said that name, I expected you to go, "Oh, what?" Then I realized you don't know anything about Pokemon.
Do you want to take it back? I can give it to you.
No. We are doing, for the next, we are doing the first arc. Modified. I am changing a good amount because I know there's a lot of purists out there that are going to like jump up my butt about this. We're changing some stuff, but we are doing the Kanto first game arc of the manga.
Oh, what?
You're no fun, dude. I get more response when I bring up PCU. And I'm so upset with you right now. Okay, so basically, Red gets up and they're going down to Professor Oak's laboratory.
Oh,
yeah.
I know Professor Oak.
Okay, great.
Oh, what?
We're not doing the anime. The anime and the manga are very different.
Oh, really?
The manga is like a little bit more serious. Yeah, the manga is way better in my opinion than the anime ever was.
Sure, makes sense.
It's a lot more convoluted, but that's how manga works. Come at me, bros.
It can, yeah.
He gets up and he sees his quote unquote rival / best friend. I like to think I'm going to give them more of a friendship in this, but he goes by Blue because everyone called him Red, and so they call him Blue because they call him Red.
Does he wear blue stuff?
But we're gonna establish in a little bit of dialogue that like he kind of resents that fact that it's like, I didn't even get a nickname. I got a nickname off of your nickname.
Oh.
That's stupid. Like I don't want to be Blue. That's dumb.
That is dumb. Yeah.
And we see a lot. It's not just two children. There's a lot of children that are coming to, it's their first Pokemon day. It's like they are, and Professor Oak, in lieu of giving children Pokemon, he gives everyone like kids Pokeballs, and they're to go out into.
Oh, cool! Yeah, to go catch one.
Yeah, they
Find
go out. Yeah. They go out into the Viridian Forest, and they are to catch as much as they can with the Pokeballs that they are given.
How many Pokeballs do they get?
Let's say 12.
That's a lot.
I don't know. I mean, but sometimes they explode. You know, sometimes they don't work.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is it like a shrapnel thing?
Man, I can you just pretend like you care about this at all?
Oh, what?
No, man, come on. Come on.
I'm with
Lashy.
you. Jay, I'm sorry, I'm with you.
Your eyes are dead.
I'm not. It's
your
context,
eyes are,
Jay. I haven't worn contacts
okay.
in a very long time.
Oh, man,
we're getting used to this.
I am hoping and praying that everyone home is like, yeah.
Red!
And so it's like a competition. They go into the Viridian Forest.
Sure.
And it's all the kids everywhere, and like kids are like catching all sorts of stuff, and like you could show all sorts of hijinks. And Red catches a Bulbasaur.
Oh,
that's his first Pokemon.
I like Bulbasaur.
And that's going to be our first little
Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur.
Yeah, and Blue catches a Charmander, and the two of them are kind of like at odds. Yes.
Yeah, because it's a grass type versus a fire type.
And Blue basically, they start becoming rivals. He was like, "This is how I establish my difference from Red."
So, yeah. Go with that Blue name. Get out of here, Blue.
And eventually, he catches the Bulbasaur, and Blue catches the Charmander.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, the catching ceremony in Viridian Forest is attacked by Team Rocket. They're basically here to steal whatever Pokemon that they can.
Sure.
And they also heard that maybe the Viridian Forest, one of the legendary birds that they are searching for might be in Viridian Forest, and they might as well just steal the Pokemon while we're here.
Yeah, might as well. Now,
Blue.
is it just anonymous Team Rocket members, or is it Jesse and James?
Oh no! Jesse and James were just made for the anime.
Sure. Yeah,
no, this is Team Rocket. These are just goons.
Oh, okay.
These are goons in uniform.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
The full goon look, and they take out a bunch of the kids. They don't kill the kids. They take out their Pokemon, and then the kids faint. They don't faint. That's a Pokemon joke.
Okay.
They take the kids' Pokemon.
Sure.
But Blue and Red fight them off a little bit.
Yeah. With the new Poke Buddies?
And with their new Poke Buddies, and then they run through Viridian Forest, and then eventually, they come up. There is a block in the road, and the Team Rocket grunts corner them, and they realize they start to battle, but then Red turns around and realizes that the thing blocking the road is actually waking up, and it is Snorlax.
It's giant Snorlax, yeah. Everyone get out the
Red
way.
catches the Snorlax.
Whoa!
And then uses,
what?
Man. And then uses the Snorlax to defeat the Team Rocket.
Nice. With what attack?
Body Slam.
Cool.
Yeah.
Snorlax, this is pretty big. It's a big OS Body Slam.
Yeah. That's kind of the textbook attack for.
No, Jay, that's a Pokedex book attack.
Okay, that was actually really good. I'm not gonna sit here and act like that wasn't pretty good.
Told you I know a few
Pokedex
things.
book. Stupid.
I know a couple
That's so
things.
Stupid. Blue decides to go off on his own path, and he was like, "I'm gonna, because everyone was congratulating Red and being like, "Oh, Blue helped," and he's like, "I'm done.
I don't want to be in your shadow
I don't
anymore.
want to be in your shadow anymore. I'm gonna go." And then we find they start making their way as trainers. Red catches a Poliwhirl.
Oh, okay.
And then they make their way because he realizes that they're gonna be fighting Brock, and he's like, "Oh, it's a rock type. I should probably get a water type in order to defeat the first
didn't know
gym."
Brock was a gym leader.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry. After Team Rocket is defeated, they go back to Pallet Town. Blue and Red have that conversation.
Sure.
And Professor Oak tells his "Oh, you guys are the only two that kind of made it out with your Pokemon. Maybe you guys are actually gonna be we're here to make sure that the kids who could be trainers should go be trainers, and you're the only two that made it out. So you represent Pallet Town now. You need to go out.
Go get them, kids.
Yeah, it's a big honor from this town to be chosen to go be trainers. So you guys got to go be trainers. On his way up to Brock, he catches a Poliwhirl, and he catches a Pikachu as well. Because we got to have Pikachu.
Pika.
So this is kind of we're getting towards tail end of the first act. Red makes it to Brock, and there is the battle is really hard fought.
Sure.
But it becomes really clear that something is going on in this gym that they can't really Red can't put his finger on.
Brock's acting squirrely. Or
he's acting
squirtily?
really weird, and he's also he's kind of pulling his punches a little bit, even though his Geodude and his Onix, there's something in their eye a little bit, but he is not doing everything that he can do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's clearly something going on, and
okay.
Red defeats Brock,
right?
And gets his badge and blah 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 blah. And after him leaving, Red is basically getting ready to go to the next town and like at the Poke Center, and as he's leaving to the next city to go fight Misty, the water trainer, the water gym leader, Brock catches up with him. He's like, "We gotta go right now." He's like, "Do you still have your badge that I gave you?" And he's like, and Red's like, "Yeah,
it's inside my jacket."
And he's like, "Where's your friend Blue that beat me right before you? Where's he?" He's like, "I think he already went to Viridian City. Not Viridian. Wow, that's gonna really bother me.
Sorry, bud. Want me to look it
It's
up?
okay. No, it's fine.
The next city where Misty is.
The Misty Gym City. Cerulean City. There we go.
Nailed it. Save yourself.
We have to go now. I wasn't supposed to let you win. There's a lot more going on with Team Rocket than you think.
Oh,
Like, the Team Rocket wanted me to basically kill your Pokemon, and take you guys out of the game.
they can do that?
Yeah, no, it's tech. I mean, in this world, sure. So
It's serious. High stakes.
an Onyx is a rock snake the size of a bulldozer. Yeah,
Yes.
I could smoosh a Poliwhirl.
Poliwhirl. Poliwhirl.
Okay, so that's kind of the end of the first act. They gotta go.
We gotta go.
And we see, we cut to Cerulean City, and we see a meeting between, Lance. Lance is the, he is the current champion of the Indigo League, which is the Kanto, like the Elite Four.
Oh, what?
He's the champion of this realm, Pokemon wise.
Yeah, the top 4 guys.
Oh,
yeah.
and
that's the end.
I
game of all
forgot
the
one
games.
detail. In the ceremony of them sending off the kids in a Viridian Forest, he is there being like, "Go be trainers, let's go!
Maybe one day you can
They're
defeat
like,
me."
the champion's here! Oh my god!" So we're seeing him again, but we're seeing a conversation between him and Misty where he's like, "Hey, there are certain things at play right now. You need to play by the rules."
Uh-oh, Lance.
And like you know what, like I'm here, like Brock went off reservation. I'm here to make sure that you understand what's going on. But there's also like something wrong. Like he just doesn't seem right.
Oh no. Not Lance.
Yeah, and his Dragonite.
Oh no.
Yeah, Lance is my homie. I love Lance.
Everyone loves. All my homies love Lance.
Man, I hate you so much. This is really important to me.
I know.
So
you got it, Jay. I believe in you.
When Red gets to Cerulean City, he finds Blue, and Blue is crying because one of his Pokemon was like maimed in his fight to get the Water Gym badge. Like he lost a Pokemon. He's like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, Misty's not messing around. Like you need to you have Electric type, right? Like you have Pikachu, you'll be okay. But like you need to understand that like the something's not right." And so Red goes to fight.
Holy crap!
Red goes to fight Misty, and it's like it's an epic battle. But there's very clearly like been an influence on her Starmie, which is like the starfish Pokemon with a gem inside. It's a pretty cool Pokemon. But it's in the water gym, and so it's like, but there's very like, it's similar to like in Detective Pikachu, like the purple mist or whatever.
Yes.
Is like kind of coming off of it, and its attacks are way too powerful and are really dangerous. Like not careful. Like it's going every which way, and eventually, it eventually gets to a point where it seems like Starmie, by using whatever power it's been giving, is starting to kind of tear itself apart.
Oh my god!
And Brock's like, "You can't, like, this is killing our Pokemon. Like, we can't use this." And like she snaps out of it. She's like, "You're absolutely right. Like what have I done?" And so the basically she forfeits and lets Red win the badge.
Yikes!
And that's when and the three of them meet up. Brock, Misty, and Red meet up, and they kind of have a powwow of what's going on. And we get a lore dump from Misty that Team Rocket doesn't want any more champions, and it doesn't want anyone to progress through the gym system anymore because there's too many people Like they've already like they have their influence in too many places, and they want to start their own system, and they want to be in control of what's going on Pokemon wise.
Sure, yeah. Like they're trying to set up another sports league to take on the.
Not quite that. It's more like we
supplant the system going on.
Pokemon can be utilized more effectively if we control them more. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Yeah.
And they find out that it's like they have captured 2 of the legendary birds. They have captured Articuno and they have captured Zapdos. She's like, if they find where Moltres is,
there's only
capture
3 of them,
Moltres, this is like they're gonna have so much power that we won't be able to fight them.
Yeah.
And so the 3 of them basically form a plan to break into Team Rocket headquarters.
Ooh, okay.
And so they go to the Team Rocket headquarters. There's a lot of like sneaking around and Pokemon fighting and all of this good fun stuff. And eventually, they get to where the birds are being held, and they find out that like they had found Moltres, and they pretty much they free the birds from their situation.
Yeah.
And the birds take off, but like acknowledge that like, thank you for freeing us. There's like a certain nod to it, but the 3 of them have to fight Lance.
He's
and they
champion.
have to fight his Dragonite,
yeah,
which is
that's a powerful Pokemon.
And eventually, through that fight, like Lance his Dragonite is taken out, and basically Lance comes to. And then we realize that he has been influenced by whatever they're using on the Pokemon. And he's like, I don't know what. Like, the last thing I remember was talking to Giovanni, and then I was out.
Oh, what?
Giovanni being the leader of Team Rocket.
Yes.
And he was like, you don't understand. He was like, the birds aren't the thing anymore. He's like, we got the birds. We learned.
Wait, the bird is not the word anymore?
Bird is not the word.
What?
He was like, you don't understand. The birds aren't necessarily what Giovanni's after anymore. He was like, they were pretty much just trophies at this point. He's like, if he gets I don't know if you've heard the legend of Mewtwo, but if he gets Mewtwo, it's over. He was like, Mewtwo actually has the power that he was trying to get with the birds. So we are going to have to go to Cinnabar Island and stop him.
Okay.
Cinnabar Island has a giant lab on it, and we see...
That's not the one from the first movie, is it?
Cinnabar Island is where the fire gym is technically.
You know what I'm talking about though? The one where like the most serious of Pokemon movies where Ash turns to stone and everyone
maybe
cries.
It is. I don't think so.
Okay.
They're maybe in the Seafoam Islands. I don't really remember.
Again, I only know a little bit about Pokemon, but I remember that had memed moment of everyone crying and turning
Red.
back.
He gets the help of his buddy Blue, and with Brock and Misty and Lance, and they travel to Cinnabar Island. To stop Giovanni from capturing Mewtwo, because that's where it was last seen, and Giovanni's going to capture it, and it's going to be over. So they have to go stop Giovanni. There's a lot of Pokemon fighting, and eventually Giovanni makes his way to Mewtwo and attempts to battle him, but while also he is using his other Pokemon to fight our heroes.
Sure.
At the same time. Eventually, Giovanni is just too powerful, and he captures Mewtwo and defeats all of them.
Oh, no.
But one thing we realize in the middle of the fight, Red is like, with these Pokemon, like, I can't... My Pokemon just aren't strong enough. Like, I don't really necessarily, have the strength. And eventually, the 3 legendary birds swoop in. And then Misty using Articuno, Red using Moltres, and Brock using Zapdos all, defeat Giovanni's Pokemon. And they inevitably free Mewtwo. And through freeing Mewtwo, they basically, Mewtwo is, the one... I will make sure that, Pokemon will live free. And if they choose to live with trainers in harmony, that is their own choice. But they will not be taken by force by Team Rocket. Team Rocket wants to enslave all of us.
They're the bad guys.
And yeah, they could with abusing Pokemon, they could create all sorts of mayhem. And they stopped Team Rocket, and we see basically we see Red just move on to the next gym, and that's the end of the movie.
All right, I'm going on down the road.
Yeah.
Lance, I'll see you at the championship.
Yeah, pretty much. And then we can get a second movie that just kind of completes
Kanto arc.
And then, another alarm clock goes off, and then Gold gets up.
Oh, what?
Gold! It's pretty much just the manga, dude. I mean, it's obviously there's a lot more going on in the manga than that, but
sure.
Yeah, man, Red and a legendary bird, it rules. It's so good. So good. Oh, man, I want to ride a Zapdos. Oh, man, there's so much electricity, I probably wouldn't survive.
Probably
I love Pokemon.
not.
I think about Pokemon all the time. I got a Shadow Zapdos today.
A Shadow Zapdos?
In Pokemon Go, absolutely, I did. Yeah, man. I'm probably going to try to catch one on my way home from here.
Does he have Shadow and electric powers?
He's technically a Rocket. He's technically Team Rocket. Team Rocket Pokemon.
No.
Yeah, he's influenced. Yeah, I know.
He's a bad Zapdos.
I can't tell if you're making fun of me or not.
Jay, this is... I don't know anything about Pokemon. I'm in no way making fun of you.
Yeah. The one thing I loved about Detective Pikachu is that, like, seeing the Gengar and Blastoise fight, I was like, yes. I understand that, like, you're trying to paint that Pokemon fighting is bad, but this rules. This rules, and I love it. I want to see the gyms and all of their glory.
Sure.
I want to. That's
Would Blastoise have lost that fight? Water versus the Psychic.
Gengar versus
Gengar
versus Blastoise.
Is he dark or
is
Psychic?
Actually pretty. The problem with Blastoise is that Blastoise is actually more of a physical attacker, and at that point, like, Blastoise doesn't necessarily have a lot of physical water type attacks. So, like, a lot of his, like, Skull Bash is Blastoise's, like, textbook. It's like signature move.
Sure.
Because it's a turtle. Because it pulls his head in and it smashes him. And that's normal type attack, and that wouldn't even hit a ghost type.
Oh, he's a ghost type.
Yeah. Gengar's ghost.
Ghost type. This was a bad matchup for Blastoise.
I mean, it could probably take the hits. If it could land a Hydro Pump effectively, it could probably win. Maybe. But it's not. But Blastoise's special attack isn't necessarily where it's at.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But this is also Red and Blue we're talking about, and the special attack was not its own. It was just attack at that point. So, if going by Red and Blue rules, Blastoise probably could have taken him out.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I have a wife, like, girl.
You have a child, Jay.
Yeah.
You have more than you have a child.
Yeah.
You have procreated.
Yeah. I'm really cool.
You are.
My parents are very proud of me.
They're the most proud of you.
So yeah, that's kind of the dumbed down version of the whole thing.
Cool.
Yeah, but we also just get to spend a lot of time just like hanging out with Pokemon.
Yeah. That's because they did a fantastic job with the CG and the art of it, and it's only gotten better.
Yes.
So let's.
Yeah, I want to see Brock's Onix like bust through the floor and like wreck shop, fighting a Poliwhirl. Sounds awesome.
But we saw the fish turn into the sea dragon.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it, but like
Gyarados.
Yes, and like just knocked everybody out of that little fighting pit.
Yeah,
like, that was nuts.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool as hell. Yeah, I want to see Misty Starmie like rotate through the water and like pop out and just yeah, man. I just want to see it. Oh, I love Pokemon so much. Yeah, man. I want to see a Snorlax like sit on a dude and pop his skull. Yeah, man.
Whoa!
Yeah, man. We just went there. Yeah, dude. I want to see Ampharos thunder punch a dude to death.
Wow!
And then bring him back to life with other thunder punches. Clear. Anyways, that's my fix. What's your fix?
Okay, my fix. This is just another Detective Pikachu, since it's got a second game coming, that's a good movie for a sequel to the actual movie.
But how do you make it a Detective Pikachu if Ryan Reynolds is already out of his Pikachu body?
I'm sure the people who wrote the first movie, I'm sure, could come up with something.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
How do you smush Ryan Reynolds back in?
Get in there, Ryan.
Get back in there.
Get in there, Ryan.
Get back in there.
Get back in that adorable electric mouse.
Man, smoosh him in there.
But I'm not doing the.
Maybe if they just Jamba Juiced Ryan Reynolds and made it into candy, then you could feed it to Pikachu. Maybe that's how it works.
Maybe they boo him.
Yeah.
Boo's power from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, I was talking about Pokemon Go. But...
Yeah, I know. But Boo just turned people into candy.
Oh yeah, because you know about Majin Buu. That makes you cooler than me. Yeah.
In no way.
Yeah, man.
In no
Your
way.
Your aloofness during this episode, I find to be very frustrating.
I'm very sorry.
All right, hit me with your fix.
That I can't join you on the level.
I'm gonna be a good scene partner for this. Not like you were for me.
I was a fantastic scene partner.
Boy.
What are you talking about?
Oh boy, it's like talking to a scarecrow over there. Like, oh great, tell me more about Pokemon.
Hello, fellow Pokemon trainers. Hey, I choose you, Charmander.
Yeah, man.
All right. Anyways, so my movie starts with a young trainer named Jamie and his 3 Pokemon friends.
What are the Pokemon?
There's a young Eevee.
Oh, Eevee's so cute.
It's an adorable Pichu.
Oh, fun.
And an Arcanine.
Yeah.
Who is a little bit
you
older.
You just put that in because you know I like
Nope,
Arcanine.
it's written down here, Arcanine. You did not. I have not typed this entire thing.
I know, but you wrote that. You wrote that specifically because you know I like Arcanine.
I had no idea I liked Arcanine.
It's one of my favorite Pokemon.
I had no idea.
If I had to pick a fire type, that's the one I'm gonna have.
Right.
That's not true. That's not true. I like Tepig. He's a little pig and he's so cute.
Well, I thought you were gonna pick the fire one, the pony one. Sorry, the pony one.
Ponyta?
Yeah.
Or Rapidash?
Sure.
Horses?
Yeah, why not?
Nah, man.
Because of Kimberly, right?
Nah.
Doesn't Kimberly like that?
She does like horses, but as for fighting, their legs are so fragile.
Oh my God! Well, I mean, in your world, we're like,
I don't want
where things are real.
Yeah, man.
So, anyways, we meet Jamie, Eevee, Pichu, and Arcanine, and they're in the forest. They're training. They're having a good time. You can see Eevee's a little aloof. Pichu's like having really fun. He's the youngest one. And Arcanine is just a little older. Like, has been with Jamie since like he was a little kid.
Yeah.
And so they have like a real good connection. So they're running around. They're having a good time. And eventually, it's time for all of them to go home. After they head home, they jump back into the balls. And when Jamie gets home and after dinner, it turns out his parents are like, "Hey, we're going to go on vacation down to Olivine City."
Yeah,
because this is in Johto.
Sure.
Because they live.
Johto.
Yeah, because they're in New Bark City.
Oh, all right.
I did a little bit of research.
I like it.
So they're going to Olivine City. So Jamie's dad takes them to the Poke Center. So like you can let your Pokemon stay at the Poke Center for a week while we're gone. So you can all the cool stuff that happened at a Poke Center. I figured at that point we would then.
I'd love to see a Pokemon.
We
Center.
would see what happens.
Nurse Joy, come on now, sounds great.
Yes, we would see Nurse Joy.
Love it.
We would see what happens at the Poke Center.
So in your world, like a Poke Center is like kind of like a kennel.
Yeah, it's like a doggy daycare.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
like we see other Pokemon. They can see them like run around or get treats
Sounds
or whatever.
dope. I love
whatever.
it.
Because especially I know there's some places in the game where you can like give a ball over to somebody like a trainer. Like I'll come back for this.
Yeah.
Later, and all of a sudden,
but
they're
also
like,
the
like
whole
50 levels
it's
higher.
pocket monsters. They can fit in your pocket. Like you can just carry them with you.
Sure, but for the sake of the
They
story,
can come.
yes.
All right,
but
no, I like
Jamie's
it.
going.
I like it.
He's leaving the.
I like it.
Not the Poke Center. So we get to see the Poke Center. Yes, the inner workings of a Poke Center, real quick. But later that night, when everyone's in their balls or chilling, whatever, Team Rocket shows up.
Oh yeah.
And like steals everything in the Poke Center.
Oh no.
And it's really scary. And so when our Arcanine, our Eevee, and our Pichu come out of their balls later on, they're like, we're not where we were. And at this point, the Pokemon are all gonna be talking to each other, or we're gonna do a little Hunt for Red October situation, where everyone is saying their names, a little bit.
So it's
Arcanine,
like Pokemon
Arcanine.
Adventure Dungeons. I love this.
So they're gonna start.
Yes, or Ranger.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there, so it's the normal stuff but we are going to slowly slip into English, just so
That's excellent.
everyone, because at this point we are following.
Did any other movie do that better than Hunt for Red October?
No, that's
wow,
why
they nailed it.
They
so
just nailed.
hard.
Yeah, that's why we always refer to it, because it's just that was the freaking smoothest. Like, oh, they're gonna be Russian the whole time. Well, it makes sense if they're speaking Russian the whole time. Oh man, that
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That's
You
so
did it long
good.
enough to make me know you're taking this seriously.
Yes, I read enough. Thank you, I appreciate it.
This
well
isn't
done.
the actors being lazy. They did the work, but also we don't need to do that the whole time, right, everybody?
We don't.
Yeah.
And
we
same
get
thing
it.
here. This is just long enough for them to be like, everyone's saying their names. We know how Pokemon communicate with each other, and then we're just gonna be slipping into English. So
no, I know what you're doing.
Do you know what I'm doing?
Oh,
I don't think you know. I don't. Do you?
I think I know what you're doing.
Anyways, so Eevee, Arcanine, and Pichu are like, oh my god, we've been captured by Team Rocket, and there's a lot of other Pokemon there, and they're like, this is a really bad situation because we can overhear the Team Rocket people talking about like we need as many Pokemon as possible because we got to catch this thing, and this will be able to help us like attract them. So our main trio of Pokemon like work together, meet some other Pokemon. There's a bunch, and at this point, there's all sorts of different types of Pokemon out there.
All of them.
They meet
Name
a couple.
more Pokemon.
There's a Rapidash. There is a Pikachu. Why not? There's a Squirtle. Squirtle gang.
Yeah, Squirtle Squad.
Squirtle Squad.
All right, keep going.
All right. There's the magnet ones.
That would be you.
Would I be the magnet?
You're
one?
a Scyther. No, you're a Scyther.
Cut.
Just lithe with swords for hands.
So, anyways, they talk to these other Pokemon and are able to facilitate everyone getting away. So everyone like runs out, and it turns out they are. I wrote down where they were. It's far away from New Bark City. But anyways, they figure everyone gets out.
I don't remember Johto as much. They're my favorite games, though. Gold and Silver are incredible.
I will take your word for it.
Yeah, they're amazing games.
But eventually they are able to escape and get everybody else out from Team Rocket's like base here, far away from where they started from. And Arcanine's like, we need to get out of here. We need to go home. So Act 2 starts with Nurse Joy coming back the next day and realizing that, wait a second, the entire Poké Center's been burgled. We need the police. And like a call goes out to all the trainers and people who had Pokemon there, like, hey. And Jamie gets a call on his Pokedex saying, like, your Pokemon have been stolen. You need to come home. So they head back to help try to figure out what the heck's going on. Cut 2. Team Rocket's now on the trail of our Eevee, Pichu, and Arcanine as they spend a night, the first night in the Johto forests, and it's very scary. And they're like, hey, we haven't really been out in the wild in a very long time. And this is like, yikes on bikes out here. But eventually, the next day, everything's okay. They know they're being hunted by Team Rocket, but like, we got to keep heading back to New Bark City. So they come up to a river. They got to figure out a way to get across this river. But they run into some other Pokemon, like, like bigger, stronger types. Like, we need to. Okay, we need to go.
Yeah, what are bigger, stronger Pokemon?
Like the bear, like what's that bear's name with the little star with the moon on his? Ursa King, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. A little big and scary. So they find another place across the river, but when they do, Eevee falls in and goes over a waterfall. And so Arcanine and Pichu are just like, we need to go save her, but like we don't know how to, and we're being hunted. What do we do? We can't leave her. What do we do? And Arcanine makes a tough call. And it's like, well, okay, we keep going. We got to keep going, and I think we'll follow the river. I think we'll bump into the river. We'll probably catch up with her downriver, but we got to keep moving on. We can't go this way. It's too dangerous. So they keep going, and like Pikachu is like not cool. He's like
Pichu, you mean?
Yeah, Pichu. He's very upset. So it turns out, thankfully, the Eevee does wash ashore downriver, and it gets picked up by a group of was it Chikoritas, little grass type starters
with the leaf on their head.
Leaf on the top, yeah.
Yeah, Chikorita. One of the starters in Johto.
Mm-hmm. And a group of them like find her, and
that's cute. Chikoritas are cute.
And able to like bring her, be like, hey, it's okay. They can take care of her a little bit.
Although translating that into real life, they're kind of just like blobs of green with a leaf on their head. They kind of look kind of pretty creepy.
They are a little creepy. Meanwhile, while Eevee's recuperating with the Chikoritas, Arcane and Pichu come across some people from Team Rocket who are clearly hunting the thing that they were talking about earlier in the the thing, like, we got to catch this thing when all the Pokemon here was going to help us. And it's like, hey, we have a good idea of like maybe we can like it turns out that
I know what you're doing.
Do you?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Do you?
I'm gonna let you keep doing it.
Okay, great, thanks.
Yeah.
So they're able to. It turns out they're after the Team Rocket's hunting a Mew.
Oh yeah.
So Arcanine and Pichu find this like a moment like, oh, they're not focused on. They're going to third party this team, and are able to yeet a couple of these Team Rocket baddies away, and keeping like seeing Mew like able to get away.
Yeah.
In the process of yeeting these guys, blasting them off again, as it were.
Yeah.
Eevee downriver sees that happening, and I was like, oh, I bet That's Pichu and Arcanine, and they're able to then meet up. So they meet up. Pichu's really happy and is relieved that Eevee's okay. And so they keep heading down back to New Bark City. And while they're doing so, they run into a girl who's lost in the woods.
Oh, fun.
So she's like, really scared and doesn't know how to get home, whatever. So the three of them stay with her overnight to protect her and like keep her safe and stuff, and just like to comfort her.
Yeah.
And in the morning, Arcanine is able to signal the rescuers, search and rescue, to like,
oh, that's
hey,
nice.
She's over here, and like great, and the rescuers are able to like, hey, where are you guys? We can take you back to the center.
Yeah.
So they go with them. They go back to the closest Poke Center. But when they get there, Arcanine,
I know what you're doing, but I'm loving every minute of this.
Arcanine sees that Team Rocket's sniffing around.
I know you're trying to pull one over on me, but I'm having a great time.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jay.
I know you're trying to bamboozle me, but I know where this is going, and I am actually loving this, and I'm not mad. Like, how times where I do stuff and you get I'm so upset. This is something that I would watch, and I love it.
Okay, great. I still don't know what you're talking about though.
Yeah.
So they get to the Poke Center. Arcanine sees that Team Rocket's sitting around. He's like, we can't stay here. Their plan is still in motion. This is a stupid car. We got to go. We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
They're probably still after Mew, but we can't stay. I can't trust this stuff. So Arcanine, Pichu, and Eevee are now heading from this Poke Center. They're headed back to New Bark City.
Yeah.
And eventually, though, as they're getting kind of closer and closer, eventually they come across this big mud pit, and Arcanine falls in, and he's like trapped. And this is the moment. And Eevee, the whole time, has been kind of aloof and like kind of not a part of the gang. But it's during the day, and Eevee finally like feels this immense amount of friendship and kinship with Arcanine.
Yeah.
And in doing so, is able to evolve into Espeon. Espeon.
And the psychic type.
The psychic type.
Wait, did you say this is during daytime or nighttime?
Daytime.
Okay, great.
Because if it was nighttime, it'd be Umbreon.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
So this is daytime. I did my research, and I was able to use the newfound powers to get Arcanine out of the mud.
And Espeon, is probably your favorite Eevee evolution because it looks like a kitty.
It does look like a kitty, so I picked it. Also because of their encounter with, Eevee wasn't there, but like hearing about Mew and the powers and stuff like that.
I really thought you were gonna go Vaporeon when she fell over the waterfall.
I saved it for this. There's a character growth moment.
Vaporeon's my favorite.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So the problem is that Arcanine is really hurt. Like he hurt his leg.
Oh no.
Yeah, and so he's like, I just need a moment, but you should keep going. We're really close. You got to keep going without me. I will catch up. Trust me. Just keep going. It's gonna be fine.
I love this so much.
And so Pichu and now Espeon is this like
Espeon.
Sure? Espeon. Sorry, Espeon is like, you sure? Is it just go on without me? It's okay. You got to get back to Jamie. And so they head off without him. And so eventually, at this point, Jamie's home with his parents, and Nurse Joy, and everyone's like, trying to search for the Pokemon.
Yeah.
And they finally get to within earshot of Jamie.
Probably
and
Pichu shows up first, probably.
Pichu just shown up first. And Jamie's like, oh my god, he's so fast. And he's so cute and adorable. And Jamie finds him, like, he crests over the hill, and then there's Pichu, and he's like, Jamie, and he's Pichu. And Jamie's all happy, and all of a sudden, then Espeon,
yes,
crests the hill, and Jamie immediately clocks that was his Eevee. I was like, "Oh, it's you! I can't believe you evolved. That's amazing!" But like Eevee's,
that's wonderful.
Espeon's like, finally like, Jamie, I'm home. This feels it like this is where I'm supposed to be. Like I get it now. This is great. And then Jamie like looks back over the hill. I was like, well, where's Arcanine?
Oh no,
where's Arcanine?
You son of a bitch.
And Pichu and Espeon are looking at each other like, got that look like, they're sad.
He was
looking
too
down.
old. He probably didn't make it. He was too old.
And Jamie's still walking. He's waiting. He's waiting. His dad's there. He's like, well, where's Arcanine? And they got Pichu and Espeon's like getting all close to him and like huddling on him and stuff. It's like, well, where is he? And then Jamie, bittersweet, turns to leave with the Pokemon that were able to come back.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
And then all of a sudden, there's a pink flash from beyond the hill. And then we see Mew crest over and do little crazy circulates in the air. And there comes Arcanine. Perfectly fine. And we still hear his English. The other two have switched back to Pokemon, just saying their names. But we still hear Arcanine coming over the hill going, my boy!
My boy!
My boy!
My boy!
My boy! And he tackles Jamie.
Son of a bitch. I love this so much. You homeward bounded with Arcanine, and it's ooh.
And they all made it back.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Jamie goes to bed that night, and all three of them are there, cuddled up around him.
Oh, you put two of my favorite things together. I feel like this is I feel like you did this just for me, and I really appreciate it.
The fact that you said Arcanine was your favorite
I feel
earlier
really
was
seen.
like, oh my god.
I feel really seen by this. Dude, that shirt. I have that whole shirt with the Arcanine on it.
You have the one with the Eevees on it.
No, but I also have that one with just full-on Arcanine. I wore it last week.
Then maybe subconsciously I knew you really loved Arcanine, but I needed a dog. And I picked wisely.
I really liked that.
Guys, I don't know anything about Pokemon. This was the first idea I had.
I love Homeward Bound.
I know that
It's
you
a
do.
wonderful film.
I know that you do.
I
We
clocked
talk
it.
about it a lot.
I clocked it from jump, and I was like, I don't care.
When
This
do
is
you know when I
great.
said his name was Jamie with 3 Pokemon?
When they got stolen and they had to escape and make their way back, I was like, he's doing Homeward Bound, and I was like, yeah, man, I love everything about this. I was like, I'm not upset at all. This is, yeah, you need talking Pokemon. Yeah, well, that's a talking dog and cat movie. There you go.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, man. I feel really seen by that. I feel like you did that just for me, and I really appreciate it, my boy. Because Mew saved the day. I really liked that.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time that a fix has ever really made me cry. I really enjoyed that. That was really great. Yeah, man. My boy. It's when he goes, oh, he's probably too old. He probably didn't make it. And then he's make peace with his dog's death, and then his dog's not dead, and it's just such a good movie. Okay, who are you voice casting as these Pokemon?
I had a feeling you were going to ask that question. I have no idea.
I think Nick Offerman is playing the Arcanine.
Oh, okay.
He can give that kind of that old grumpy I like a grumpy old Arcanine.
Sure, okay.
You know.
I mean, this is your movie.
And I'm
so
thinking Eevee.
Voice cast away.
I'm thinking Eevee. Pikachu is probably
Pichu.
Pichu is probably I don't know why just Parks and Rec just keeps coming to mind. I was like, oh, it's like Amy Poehler, Happiness from Inside Out. That's the Pichu, and then Eevee is Diane Keaton.
Okay,
no, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Eevee is Rosario Dawson.
She can't really do wrong.
Yeah, she really can't.
She's wonderful.
I imagine her being an Espeon. I like that.
Okay, great.
I like that a lot. Yeah, I really liked that. I know you're doing it as a bit, but I really liked that.
I needed to go over this multiple times so I wouldn't cry when I was telling.
Yeah,
this.
man, it's
because after being a pet parent for 2 years,
Yeah, dude.
oh, this movie just thinking about it makes me cry.
Yeah.
So I needed to no, it's Pokemon. It's okay. You don't know much about Pokemon.
You ever tell me about the time I had to go in for a commercial audition in which I had to get emotional about something?
Mm-hmm.
They were like, take your time to get in the right headspace. We kind of want this to be as authentic as possible. And so I watched the end of Homeward Bound to kind of get me teary eyed, but and it was the kind of thing where the monitor came out to get me, and I was like, hey, I went too far. I need just a sec. She's like, okay. And I was like, I just, how everyone has their tricks to get into a right headspace. I just watched the end of Homeward Bound on my phone, and she went, oh my God. Yeah.
Dedication to the cause.
My boy.
Did you get it?
No, I didn't book it.
Oh.
No. It's Telsey's office. They hate my guts.
Oh, sorry, bud.
What can you do?
What can you do?
What can you do? All right.
Pokemon! Make more movies, please!
Make more movies! Make more movies!
Maybe don't make this Homeward Bound one because I don't want to cry in the theater, but make
I
more.
do.
Okay.
I want to hug a big Arcanine.
Sure.
Ugh, they're so fluffy and cool. They're big dogs. You could probably ride on them.
Probably.
Ugh. In the Arcanine is in the opening credits of the anime and running along, and every time that's the moment in the opening credits where I'm like, yes, let's go. I love this show. I love this whole thing.
Arcanine was also in Detective Pikachu.
These games are terrible. Yeah, they already have the assets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were a bunch of them helping the police.
Yeah.
The police of Rem City. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I love this world so much, and I will buy every game they ever make, even though they're usually dog water. They're bad video games, but I love them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scarlet and Violet just came out. They were broken. They were not ready, and I still was like, yes, get it in me. Well, I think we did it, bud.
We did do it, Jay.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm really proud of you. That was really good. This turned into one of my favorite episodes of all time.
Did it?
We did it.
I turned it around. You're all like, rah, 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 rah.
I was kind of upset with you. You were not really meeting me halfway, I thought.
I was.
I love you.
I was just. You were gonna Professor Oak me this time, this today, because I was like, I don't know much about Pokemon.
I know.
Anything
right.
you said, I was gonna
You're
go.
right.
I was
You're
gonna
right.
go with you.
You're right. I just feel like there are times where I don't really know the source material that much, but I give you,
Sure. You know what? This is gonna happen again when we eventually get to Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah. But I also, whatever.
I'm just saying. I'm fully aware that when we get to Dragon Ball Evolution eventually,
Ugh, no thanks.
you're gonna be like, okay, I guess here's an idea.
Oh, great. They're not powerful enough, so they go get more powerful, and then they fight again?
Yes.
Great. Welcome to Dragon Ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the cool new techniques.
Repeat ad nauseum. It's
Yes!
This beam is red. Oh.
My hair is this color now.
Great.
Yes. Thank you.
Cool, man. We're going to do that over and over and over again.
Hey, some of us get our dopamine hits
I understand.
from anime in different ways.
I understand. But if we're comparing Dragon Ball to Pokemon, there is no competition in my opinion, in any.
Well,
that's not what we're here to do. We're trying to end the show.
They both have balloons in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
That is fair.
Goku and Pikachu are both in it.
I know.
Goku with the blue hair.
Well, thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you're watching this on YouTube, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, hit that bell, do that YouTube that you do so well. Tell your friends about the show if you're enjoying it. Also, if you're listening to wherever you catch your podcast in an audio format, if you wouldn't mind leaving us a quick review, maybe leaving us 5 stars. I like reading those reviews. They make me happy. So if you want to do it, that's great. It also really helps the show as well. But, man. As we end every episode, one of these
Jay,
episodes.
before we go, do you want to tell the listeners about a little special thing that might be happening this week?
This week?
Yeah, in a couple days.
Oh,
on Friday?
On Friday?
Yeah,
we're doing that right now.
Yeah, it's Friday. This comes out on Tuesday.
Yeah. Hey, for all of you Previewed fans out there, we have a surprise on Friday. Pay attention to the Discord. Pay attention to the community posts on YouTube. We will direct you where you need to go for such surprise stuff.
Something special is about to happen.
When the time is right. But Friday, there is going to be...
It's a very important day.
A very important day indeed.
Circle it on your calendar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very
good. What?
What? Oh, shut up, dude. As we end every episode, heartbreak feels good in a place like this.
It's the... What was it? The rapid dash? Was that the attack that Pikachu didn't do? They didn't know at the end? The team was all like, do the rapid dash. Volt charge?
Yeah. Rapidash is a Pokemon.
Yeah, I know. I realized it, but that wasn't
Yeah. No. It's the slow Pokeball you don't see coming.
Wiggle. Ah! Free! You don't take me alive! Ah! I don't know much about Pokemon.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.